Welcome back to Court TV Live. Before we get you inside of that Florida courtroom for the next witness on the stand in the case against Waymore Gerhardt, let's bring in our analyst, national trial attorney Michael Jaafar, to get his insight. Michael, what do you think about this case and where we are so far?
I think this case, I think the prosecution has built a very, very, very strong case. I feel bad for the defense attorneys because they're going to be grasping at straws. They're going to have to do something that no defense attorney likes to do, but they're going to have to do, which is try to paint the victim as some sort of a wayward, lost kid who was, prostituting herself, and any number of people could have done this, and that this is kind of like the fate of a person who's been failed by society, failed by her family. It's sad, but that's the defense. When they take their side of the fence, they're going to have to go guns a-blazing that way. But so far, this case looks like a slam dunk, so much of a slam dunk that I think eventually the defendant is going to have to take the stand. Even though he's been proven to be a liar, I think that he'd have to do a Hail Mary. That's what I think of the case so far.
Yeah, on audio, a liar on audio talking to police saying he had nothing to do with it, giving them a phone that wasn't really his. To your point, that could mean that some of the things that I mentioned about the no drugs in her system and the no evidence of a sex assault, both of those could not necessarily be very compelling because of the decomposition. What do you think? Does it matter that they found no drugs in her system given the condition her body was found in?
You know what? Because of the fact the jury are they're going to infer that, something really bad happened to this girl because of the shallow grave, and they're not going to really buy into too much of the, well, there was no DNA, there's no evidence because her body was so decomposed. I think they're so repulsed because here on TV we're not seeing the images. Even her own family member had to leave the courtroom, but the jury could not leave the courtroom. They had to sit through all that. I think they're going to be so thoroughly disgusted by the time they go to the jury room that I think they're going to discard the fact that there's no DNA, because they'll say, hey, if her body was not decomposed, we probably would have seen that. Because even he admitted that, hey, he paid her $60 for a sex act in one of his, stories. So
a 19-year-old, and this is a 14-year-old victim. Michael Jaafar, thank you for that analysis. Let's get back inside the courtroom. The next witness is on the stand, a crime lab analyst for the state of Florida.